So today's video is So this video has a little bit of redundancy. It's a podcast company talking about the 4 podcasts who have great things to say about starting a podcast. Enjoy. I'm going to start with the one episode that is so heavily loaded with pretty much everything you need to know when it comes to just podcasting, and that is the Tim Ferriss Show, episode 296, How to Build Popular Blogs and Podcasts. I was floored by how much information he jammed into this 1-hour episode. He talked about everything from equipment to one day I'll use a prompter and it will be grand. He talks about everything from stationary equipment to traveling equipment, software, hosting, websites, best practices to get ranked on iTunes, advertising, affiliate income. Holy mother of God, this is the world's longest list. I mean, really, Tim hits on every single thing that you could imagine needing to know to at least get started with a podcast. And a lot of it's not even on the list I just mentioned, which is crazy. So if you have an hour, it's definitely worth sitting down and listening to episode 296 of the Tim Ferriss Show. The second podcast episode is Mike Arcee's The G.O.A.T Show. Mike holds a special place in our heart, considering he is one of our founders, but that's neither here nor there. He's a pretty cool guy, regardless. Mike had the GOAT of podcasting on his show for episode 1, John Lee Dumas. In the episode, he talks about how he dove into an idea that everybody said wouldn't work, which was daily episodes. He talks about how an awesome mentor helped him crush it. And he also talks about monetizing his podcast through finding solutions to problems that his listeners had. Right? Yeah, that was right. Bam! Some of his major affiliate revenue comes from podcastwebsites.com, and he is the highest paid ClickFunnels affiliate. The third episode that gives awesome insight on how to create a great podcast is Ask the Podcast Coach. The episode is the frequently asked questions about podcasting with Ramona Rice. They talk about so much in this episode, but some of the key points are about hosting, website hosts, storage, how to get a sponsor. Do I even need a sponsor? How frequently you should publish your episodes and what days to do that. Whether conferences are a great place to podcast. I mean, there's so much value in this episode that it's really, really worth looking into. And the fourth episode that I thought was important to include on this list is not really an entire episode about podcasting, but in it, Gary Vaynerchuk talks about the future of voice and what the opportunities are gonna look like, and it's super cool. So while Gary V posted this as one of his podcast episodes, what it actually is him as guest number 1 on Sarah Dietschy's podcast, which is just so freaking cool. Can you imagine? Guest number 1's Gary V. He actually says it in the beginning of the episode. He's like, how does it feel to have your first guest be your best guest? And we're like, we know, Gary, we know. So between those 4 podcast episodes, you've got a ton of content that will give you such a great base layer on starting to create a podcast of your own. If you know of any other episodes that are just amazing, talking about some really cool things about podcasting that not everybody knows about, please feel free to share them in the comments below. We would love to hear about them and then tell them to the world. And as always, if you like this video, please like it, share it, and subscribe. He talked about everything from equipment. Why do I keep doing that? This would have been a prompter one. This is my bad. In the episode, he talks about how he I don't know.